Hey Last of Us fans, it's Ash from SuperVideos back for another video for The Last of Us. In this one, we're gonna look at Season 2 of The Last of Us. Is it gonna flop, or are we about to witness another season that splits the fanbase in half, like the freaking Red Sea? Because let's be real, the second game, divisive, is an understatement. And depending on how they do it, it could be either amazing or it could be a failure. So stay tuned, we'll be right back to break it all down. Alright, as always, before we dive into it, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. With that said, let's dive right into it. So of course, they have a big challenge going into Season 2 in terms of how they want to tell us Abby's story. But there is one thing that might save it, and her name is Kaitlyn Dever. Abby's arc in the game was a mess. Not because of her motivations, but because the game spent so much time telling us she was justified instead of letting us feel it. But Dever, man, she might actually make Abby's story work. Okay, first, let's talk about why people are nervous. Before we even go there, yes, I know Season 1. Look, we're not here to talk about Season 1. That's a whole different ballgame. If you thought it was flawless, cool. If you thought it had issues, also cool. But right now, we need to talk about Season 2. Because there is a real chance this could go south fast. And the thing is, there might be one person who can actually save it. Kaitlyn Dever. Okay, first, let's be honest. The second game wasn't exactly met with universal love. Some people adored it, others probably still have PTSD from the discourse. And most of that comes down to how they handled Abby's story. In the game, Abby was introduced in a way that made it impossible to root for her right away. They didn't let us warm up to her. They just threw us into her revenge story and expected us to care after the damage was done. If they don't fix that in the show, if they don't rework how her story is told, at least to a degree, if they expect people to just blindly accept her side again, man, Season 2 is gonna be rough. But here's where Kaitlyn Dever comes in. Look, I watched her in Apple Cider Vinegar, which, weird title aside, she kills it in that role. She plays a bad girl so well that you actually get annoyed while actually liking her, if that makes any sense. And I mean that in the best way possible. You feel irritated by her, which is exactly what Abby needs. And here's the key. Dever doesn't just play mean. She plays complicated. She can make you hate her, but also understand her. And that's what was missing in the game. Alright, so why am I comparing Kaitlyn Dever's role in Apple Cider Vinegar to Abby in The Last of Us? Because there is a real parallel there. If you haven't seen Apple Cider Vinegar, I definitely recommend it. But she plays this girl who, on the surface, seems like she's just misunderstood. Maybe even right about certain things. Like the way she tells her side of the story, you believe her. She's so sure she's in the right, you kind of go, yeah, okay, I see where she's coming from. But as the show unravels, you start realizing, wait, hold up, maybe she's not telling the whole truth. Maybe she thinks she's justified, but in reality, it's a lot more complicated. And that is exactly what Abby needs in Season 2. Because in the game, her revenge felt one-sided. She was just like, Joel did this, so I'm justified in everything I do. Which is right to a degree. But if Kaitlyn brings that same layered performance, where Abby believes in what she's doing so hard that you almost agree, but then you remember, wait, it's Joel. We love Joel. Man, that's when the show is gonna get interesting. And it's gonna go from okay to phenomenal. If they lean into that internal conflict, Season 2 might actually work. And it might be amazing. Much better than the adaptation of Part 1 of the game. If they let the showrunners and the actress inject more depth into Abby, if they can actually show her struggles instead of just making her a revenge machine, she could completely change the way people see Abby. She could make Abby feel human instead of just being the character you have to play as for like half the game. But, big but here, they have to fix her introduction. The game threw us into Abby's perspective way too late. In the show, they need to blend her into the story naturally. Let us understand her before the big moment, not after. Also, they need to expand her character beyond just revenge. Joel's decision at the end of season 1 messed up, sure, but making Abby's entire existence revolve around that one thing, it made her feel flat. If they give her moments of doubt, vulnerability, hesitation, she could actually become a great character instead of just a walking plot device. And honestly, if anyone can pull that off, it's Kaitlyn freaking Dever. So yeah, season 2 could be amazing, or could be a disaster, but the actress that they chose, Kaitlyn Dever, she might be the one thing that actually saves it. What do you think? Are you hyped for season 2? Do you think they'll fix Abby's arc, or are we in for another mess? Let me know in the comments, and you know the drill. If you enjoyed this, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.